Hey, good morning. Time to rise and shine. I'm Drew Carter filling in for Paul Dudley, and thank you all for joining us on this Saint Sunday. Well, if you're heading out to the tailgate later today, you might want to dress a little bit warm because this follows some severe weather we had yesterday. Meteorologist, the man, the myth, the legend.
Ooh, I like it.
Well, that's what you told me on Facebook to call you.
Yeah, I did. Well, you called me that, then you notice the graphic under my name that's what it said.
I mean, this is my first time calling you this ever, period. And I've never called you this.
Maybe it was Paul that did it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to give you this title.
I'm giving you the credit for it, but it was actually Paul that started it.
Thank you, Brother Martin Crusader. I appreciate that.
I'm trying to bridge the gap between us.
Did you miss me?
A little bit.
Oh, you couldn't even say with a straight face. Wow.
Good.
It's cool.
I can't even lie right.
It's okay. It's okay.
Right. You got some moves, dude.
Well, you know, we're trying to set the tone right, because once you get the morning, right.
Go right into the afternoon, then game time, then the celebration after.
Which we're hoping for because we need the Saints to go to the Super Bowl. I'm hoping that this will go well.
I think it will.
How about the weather, though?
Weather's going to be cold.
Oh.
It's cold right now, so bundle up if you're going to be tailgating or doing anything outside. It's going to stay very chilly. Now, at the moment, Chris, the Saints may be ready to take on the Rams this afternoon, but there is an area on the team that they're going to have to worry about. Doug Mutons is in the studio with more. The kickoff is at 2:05 at the Superdome, Champion Square, and the suite level entrances open at 11 a.m. Gates will open at noon. Cheap Trick, the American rock band, they will be playing at Champion Square to get fans pumped up before the big game. And if you're going to the game, plan ahead for traffic and street closures. There are also metal detectors, and you'll need a clear bag to take anything into the stadium with you. And now a quick look at a few other stories we're following this morning. Anthony Davis will be out for the next 1 to 2 weeks after spraining his left index finger in the fourth quarter of Friday night's game in Portland. Now, this was the play in which it happened. Take a look there. It's a devastating blow for New Orleans, and defensively, the Pels were torn to shreds. Again, they've allowed an average of 125.2 points per game over their last 5-game stretch. That's the second worst in the NBA. The Supreme Diva, Diana Ross, has been added to the 2019 Jazz Fest roster. This will be Ross's first time gracing the big stage here in New Orleans. She is taking the place of Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. Seger was removed from the roster after a scheduling conflict. This would have been Seger's debut at Jazz Fest.
I am here today to break the logjam and provide Congress with a path forward to end the government shutdown. That is our plan. Border security, DACA, TPS, and many other things.
President Trump announced a proposal yesterday to end the longest government shutdown in history, sticking to his $5.7 billion request to fund border barriers and related security. The president is now offering extended protections for certain immigrants. With an estimated 800,000 federal workers impacted by the partial shutdown, Democrats say President Trump must reopen government first before they negotiate, and they're not inclined to support the president's proposal. In other news, certain parts of New Orleans have issues when it comes to illegal dumping. Paul Dudley talked to one neighborhood leader who says while illegal dumping is still an obstacle, they are seeing some improvements in that area. The city did not tell us exactly where the new crime cameras are located. However, though, according to a Facebook post by the mayor last week, 7 incidents have been tracked and are in the progress of being enforced. Well, the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. lives on, and tomorrow, many young people across the city will honor him. A look at how they're giving back. Plus, wow, how one man says he also was inspired to make a change. His story ahead. And also, Chris.
Cold this morning.
Tomorrow, several schools will honor the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. New Orleans City Park will host the MLK Day of Service, which will allow volunteers to give back to the city. Volunteers from a combination of New Orleans area schools will work together on a group project at the fairgrounds. The participating schools include Dillard, Tulane, Loyola, and UNO. Plus, many businesses will also observe MLK Day and close up shop. Closures include Orleans Parish Civil District Court, First City Court, and Second Court. And public libraries will also be closed. And time now to take a look at the weather. Again, the man, the myth, the legend, Chris Franklin. How you doing?
You think that's too much?
No, Chris.
Okay,
Because,
good.
because it's you. Oh, wow. Cut me off. Okay. It's you. But it is you,
Well,
though.
when you're a legend, you just say what you want whenever you want.
Not like the king, though, right? It's cool, Chris. It's cool. I
We
mean,
can't all have a crown, Duke.
there is nothing wrong with having
So wait,
a crown.
the Duke is a king?
The Duke is a king. Works very well, right? Duke,
Interesting.
king.
Yeah, I see. I see where you're going with this.
Exactly.
I like it.
Thank you kindly. But I also wanted to wear a tank top today, even though I wore one Friday because of
Are you
the
insane?
I wanted to. I wanted to. I wanted to. However, it's a little bit chilly. See how I did
Surprised that even stopped you. I'm really surprised.
Oh.
He wears a tank top constantly.
There's-
Let's take a look at what's happening. But it is a tad chilly, Duke.
that? Just a bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
We're in the 40s.
Thank you, Chris. While growing up in segregation, one man took the initiative to make a difference. Here's a story about how he did it and who he looked to for the motivation.
My mother took.
Okay, well, he attempted the chopper style. We have lots more coming up in the next half hour of the Eyewitness Morning News.
This is indigenous lands. We're not supposed to have laws here. We never did.
Coming up, a tearful Native American Vietnam War veteran speaks out after being taunted by a group of Kentucky Catholic schoolboys, why they now could face expulsion. Plus, a new app is cutting down on food waste, a unique way to save food and meet your neighbors.